It's your boy Conserviz 34. I wanted to do a some sort of stream this weekend, and I had very limited time between trying to re up on the Game of Thrones episodes I saw from like 2 years ago, and watching Tiger Woods and watching some other stuff today on TV, and then I just been busy. Came back from vacation as well, but I did want to stream for you guys, and hopefully you can't catch me now. You catch me on the rebroadcast. Thank you so much for the support. More and more, even though it's two or three more people, it's just great to have people talking with me, both over the conversations I post publicly, and then even people behind the scenes that we chat there on different mediums. I am always trying to make myself better when it comes to this Dave Matthews Band thing, and I'm also trying to bring unique perspective as someone who is started going to shows in 2012, but you know, has dived in since then to even go back in the past and try to bring angles and stats. Even if I wasn't there, there's certain things I try to bring up statistically that give a different outlook on this whole DMB community and how people view DMB. But I want to do a review of the show from John Paul Jones Arena in Charlottesville, Virginia. Night one of a two-night stand last fall slash technically it wasn't winter, but I mean it was pretty much we consider it winter. December to me is a winter month here in Connecticut. So I want to do a review of that and congratulations to the Virginia Cavaliers basketball team. They won the national title for basketball, men's basketball. And then actually that next morning I went down to Virginia and saw some of the, people were all hyped up there. I was in Virginia Beach, hours away from Charlottesville, but still people were happy there on the news. It was a huge thing. And the family out there I visited, they were happy about the win. We're going to go to that arena where the Cavaliers play their home games for various sports and have different events. And we're going to look at that show 12, 14, 18. And this tour is what I hope they will build off for the summer in America. Europe's different. They have a different vibe. They have a different audience. But what they did last winter was amazing. I don't care how many times they repeated songs. They were repeating "Say Goodbye," guys. They were repeating "Kill the King" a couple of times. Yes, it went away. They did two Christmas songs back-to-back nights in the Seaville, but it's Christmas song, man. You don't get that. So I think that the anger of the winter tour was hilarious because I've never seen "Say Goodbye" played so much in a fall tour like that in recent history. I've never seen "Kill the King" and "Break Free" pop out like that. And also, the ticket prices were very, very cheap. We'll talk about that in a moment as well as we get through this review because there's a show I saw some tickets that are pretty good if you want to travel. But we start off with the mix. One thing I felt I went to SPAC, premier venue to go to for sound in the summertime. I can't speak for Alpine and other shows, and I know the Gorge. Even though I've never been there, the Gorge is different because it's open, exposed. But SPAC is to me the one of the best sounding venues I've been to, indoor or outdoor. But the mixes for the winter tour just seemed to be better. Whatever they were doing, however they were having the sounds and modifying them, you have Buddy now in the band a little longer. So I think they got the mix better. And this JPJ Night One show shows that. Live Tracks 46 from Deer Creek, Noblesville, Indiana. That show did not sound as great as this show, sound-wise. Obviously you have a two-step, you have some other stuff from that show you could argue is better than this show. But the sound, the mix, the balance was better overall on this show. I don't know if it had to do with it being indoors, just without the winds and the different weather stuff, but I don't know. It just sounded great. So the mix was a lot better in Live Tracks 46. And starting off with the set, we have a Big Eye Fish tour debut, which is pretty impressive for this tour, even though it's a brief tour. A lot of things were released, a lot of things popped out, and Big Eye Fish doesn't make its debut until the second to last show. So that was great. What I've been talking about all week here on Twitter, on different mediums like the DMB family on Facebook, is the bartender right after that. So we have a fish tender, Big Eye Fish, and the bartender. This bartender I heard the first one of these with Buddy at SPAC Night 2, and this bartender just, it's even better. And that's what I like to see. I like to see the progress and progression and growth of a song like this with a new addition to the band with Buddy Strong. This bartender is amazing. And what happens is you have what you think is the end of bartender. This is one of the most underrated things about DMB. When they look like they're about to end a song and they go into a special reprise or extra jam or extended jam, that is one of the things I'd love to hear from the band from some of their coveted recordings, some of the warehouse bonus, warehouse discs for the fan club, and some of the bonus extended tracks like we got with the was it the Alpine Valley show? I think that was Live Tracks 36. I have that, and I have the extended cut, that Captain. So we've had Captain reprises or Captain extended play where they stop and they start playing again. We have had So Right, the last warehouse disc we had last year. We had a So Right that just kept going at the end. And there's even been a What You Are that was a little more funkier from Madison Square Garden in 2010 that kind of was had a special intro. But this Big Eye Fish, you think it's gonna end with the whistle or whatever, penny whistle, whatever that Jeff Coffin's playing, but nope, it continues. The show goes on, and Buddy Strong plays the keys and gives this bartender a second leg. And there's been some bartenders that are long, and they don't have to be that long. Not every bartender should be 17 minutes like this one. But when you have Buddy Strong killing the keys at the end, killing in the name of whoa, it's amazing to see what he did with that bartender. A lot of people were commenting about this, like, oh my gosh, Buddy Strong did this. And I'm glad that's happening. This is what I've been trying to preach. I've been trying to preach the gospel of Buddy Strong, amen. I've been trying to show y'all the light. I've tried to lead y'all to the water and show you how he changed Raven, amen. He changed When the World Ends. The world still a lot better with the When the World Ends with Buddy Strong, amen. He's helped the stand-up songs, amen. All right, let me stop. But the thing is, the gospel of Buddy Strong is a real thing. Yes, there's no violin, but he's added more of a jazz soulfulness, smoothness that the band needs right now. And this bartender is one of them. And also, Louisiana Bayou is better with Buddy Strong later on in the set list. Now, here is where I get agitated, but listening to this on my run yesterday, I got even more agitated. Satellite. It's a bathroom break song, sure. But Satellite is beautiful. The way that Dave plays on Satellite, when it's just, if you just hear him, like if you only heard him play, you only heard his guitar or a Dave solo version of Satellite, the chorus is so beautiful. The way he plays the chords, the way he slides down the fretboard from the first chord to the second chord is beautiful. What frustrates me is so apparent on this. It's Tim Reynolds playing so freaking loud, too loud, turned down. Someone needs to turn him down. Someone needs to cut him down like the Red Rocks. Live at Red Rocks is the sound I want Tim Reynolds playing at when it comes to Satellite. And I know it's a bathroom break song, but it's annoying when all he is doing is playing over Dave for the entire song. And I'm sure that it's something Dave just says, like, hey, I just kind of want to take a break right now, play over me. I want it to be more of a party, play over me. So Dave would not let him get away with that if he didn't want him to get away with that. Like, bro, turn down. This is Satellite. This isn't, Halloween. Okay, this is not So Right or Samurai Cop where I have an electric, even if it's a baritone electric. Too loud. Tim needs to turn down on Satellite. The whoever it is, the engineers, whoever's working the board, turn him down. Good Lord. That's the one thing I just frustrates me about this show. But what I love, continuing on what I like, That Girl Is You with the Preservation Hall Jazz Band. It's a completely different song. It's like the Instagram model, male or female. You ever see one of those people on Instagram? They got the angles, they got the makeup, they got they can cover up their hairline or whatever, so you don't see them without the hat. And then you see homie in real life. You go back to college, you go to school, you go to work. You're like, huh? Who was this ugly looking person? That is like That Girl Is You without the Preservation Hall Jazz Band is like the person without the Snapchat filter. Okay, it's the person without their hat so you don't see their hairline. You know, my hairline is starting to get messed up, and I'm losing hair anyway. But you know, it's like if you see me with a hat on, that is the Preservation Hall Jazz Band. I look smooth. But if you look down, if you can see me from above, you look down at my open bald spots that are popping up. That's how it feels without the Preservation Hall Jazz Band. And I do think that this song should only be played with the Preservation Hall Jazz Band. They make this song fun. This is the song because when we talk about the horns, there's stuff they need to just. I would hope that they would cut off. They're too loud on certain songs. This is a song where you have that Louisiana Mardi Gras Saints go marching down the road in the cruise for Mardi Gras in New Orleans. This is a fun song. This is encouraging horns to be crazy and loud and build up. They still build up to it. Before Dave even sings, they build up. Dave sings, they build up again to the end. And it's just beautiful because you have some soul. It's not just dun 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 dun. This is boring. I'm going to sleep to the bathroom, grab another beer. Like when you have the horns, it adds that New Orleans bayou, you know, you know, sound into the recording, the live recording, and it just makes it sound better. So that was a great thing. Um, don't drink the water, and I know I say this pretty much every stream or every review I have. Don't drink the water again. With just like satellite, too loud. Everyone is too loud. And people say, "Oh, well, don't drink the water. It's a powerful song." Yes, it's a powerful song. But one of the things that is lost in this modern recording era, and I'm not a sound engineer, but what certain songs are is they're too loud. You know, you hear about it on different articles. A lot of rock songs, they don't slowly build up. They're just turning the system up. All the stuff is recorded and it's made to be so loud to have extra like to get your ears all engaged and we're almost tone deaf to the artificial loudness of certain songs. Don't Drink the Water is more creepy and more eerie as a campfire song. In a campfire song, you don't bring an electric guitar to a campfire. A campfire is it's dark outside, there's a fire burning, and someone has an acoustic guitar, maybe a banjo, maybe a bass, upright bass or a regular bass. Yeah, but most likely upright bass is the campfire. Don't Drink the Water is better when it's more acoustically driven by Dave's guitar and not having Tim play those harmonics and play so loud and have the horn like they're playing so loud. Now Roy did play in parts of that. He played his sax with his diaphragm, you know, from right below. You can't see me because it's off camera, but he had that diaphragm as a woodwind. You use that diaphragm to push through the air and get a solid sound to really get it, you know, get the tone right. But he does that. But when you have the horn and the trumpet and the sax is blaring out, it doesn't have that eeriness that the studio recording has. Again, the studio recording, they don't really go that loud, but it's eerily awesome. And Don't Drink the Water needs a more campfire vibe than an arena rock vibe. So Right, another song that I just love from this. So Right is amazing in this recording. And then you have a Nancy's and a Christmas song and a Watchtower. Those are great highlights there. Gray Street is also there as well, but Gray Street, you know, it's Gray Street. It's solid. It's a good one. But the Nancy's is pretty cool. Um, I'm okay with it without Boy, but I can see how people can see that there's he's missing from that song, and that's a song that without the violin it is different. Tim can play whatever he wants, kill it, slay it. It is a little different, but I'll take a Nancy's without Boyd over a lot of songs in the set. So I think that was cool they played that. But overall, this is a solid show. That bartender, it was better than I knew what it was going to do because I heard it live. I have heard it on the DMB radio when I had my Sirius XM subscription. I think that was in Florida. So I'd heard it, but this one, man, it was even better than I thought it was going to be, knowing what Buddy can do. So that was pretty dope. So that, I mean, it's a solid show. If you have, it's weird. I don't know why people don't have download links. Are people not going to the tour this year, or maybe you had to buy off of a secondary or like cash or trade, or maybe that, because I know some people do buy through the board. Some people had to cancel vacations, financial hardships, just kids, whatever. And there have been a lot of tickets, which is great, re-exchange for face value on the warehouse boards, cash or trade, and DMB family already. Just life happens, and you buy all these tickets, and then life happens. So maybe that's why. But for some reason, it's just if you're gonna listen, if you want a recording of this band without Boyd, I would assume you'd be trying to go. But a lot of people are asking for that. But it's great because people are sharing, and I think it is cool though. Since with every ticket, if you have 7 or 8 tickets, give your codes away. And I know typical DMB was trying to retweet, but I'm just shocked at how many people need those download codes because I thought people got tickets. But again, I know some people too with Ticketmaster being crazy, it was hard to get. Which I want to bring up as I bring up my phone here. I've talked about Feast or Famine on a couple of streams as well. It's so apparent here. Pensacola, Florida. Okay, so the pit is $91 plus fees. Okay, so this is the dynamic pricing where it's working for the fan. A pit ticket at most venues is going to be $115 through the warehouse, or if you got it on the on sale, maybe. But then the pits are higher now that they have those, platinum seats, or they're official platinum, or they're kind of pricing out. But you can get a pit ticket right now. I'm looking. If you look on Pensacola, Florida, look at that pit right there. It's all blue. That's the pit, and it's 91 each plus fees, or the platinum. I don't know what they're selling. They're saying official platinum's 190 each. I don't know why they're doing both. That's very odd. But for 91 bucks, you can get a pit for Pensacola, Florida. That's a good deal. Because again, $115 is what they're calling anything in the lower level or pit. So that's something where that's a win, and that's where some of the fans who are frustrated with the way tickets are going, and let's say you just want to go to a show, plan a trip to Pensacola. If you can. I know, again, family and friends and work, a lot of people, and I had to deal with that at my other job, but a lot of people, you have to work certain hours. You only can take so much time off. It's hard. You got families, whatever. But if you are flexible with your travel, or you can just take a weekend off, next year they come to Pensacola, Jacksonville, take a look at going to one of those shows. You won't have as much stress. Again, there's blue. I'm looking at this. There's blue in the entire pit. This is a very intimate venue that they're playing in Pensacola Bay Center. This is no more than maybe 10,000, if that, for like a regular full arena. So there's probably going to be about 5,000 to 8,000. My guess would be. I haven't looked it up. Probably should do research on that before I started. But there's seats on the side stage, and also again, Bridgestone Arena had it. I don't know where it's at right now. Maybe next show I'll look. I'll look more into what's popping with the tickets. But side stage is a very great experience. I've done it with Billy Joel. I've been behind stage. Lincoln Park, RIP to Chester Bennington. I've been kind of towards the side. Elton John, I've been side stage. It's amazing. It's cool to see the band up close, even from the side. And if you've been to the band and seen them forward facing hundreds, not 100 times, but 5, 10 times, try to look at from the side stage, because you get access to the band. You see what they're doing on stage, and you're not further back or looking over. Usually you have elevation on these risers on the side. But that's something I would highly suggest is checking out side stage. It's a really dope thing. But that's all I really have for today. Again, this show, the Seville show, night one is a pretty solid show. It's not the best show of the tour, or of the fall tour, or of the year, but it really does show you how great the mix was in the fall, and how Buddy is coming into his own. I'm excited for the summer. I'm realistic for the summer. You can't expect this band to just bust out everything. They are going to have a certain flow. They are afraid of making mistakes, and sometimes that's a bad thing. They like to, but they are still taking risks here and there. You will find risks, but I'm excited for the tour. We get something in the water. I'm going to be streaming, hopefully, and talking about that. I went to Virginia Beach. I saw the setup of the stage, where it's going to be, what streets it's going to be on. there's still sand there. They're not gonna put anything up until probably this week or later on. I have family and friends out there that gave their personal opinions about the festival, and I'll be sharing that next Saturday or Sunday, most likely Saturday. But I'm gonna try to get that Saturday night stream on Saturday and talk about some information from locals there, from jogging the pier or the boardwalk and seeing how it's going to be set up and what I noticed with the parking there, being around Virginia Beach this past week, and the Outer Banks. A great vacation, a quick one, Tuesday to Friday, and back home safe now, Connecticut. But it's just nice to get away, to get some relaxation, read a book, listen to music, and have a joyride down there to the beginning of the South in Virginia and North Carolina. That's all I got for today. Thank you guys for the support. Definitely like, comment, subscribe. I'm not on Facebook. Again, I'm trying to keep that more private. Twitter, ConcertViz34, Instagram, ConcertViz34, and then here on YouTube, ConcertViz34. Thank you guys so much for the support. I'm out. Oh, and shout out to Tiger Woods, man. Tiger Woods got it done at great golf when he is in contention, whether you love him or hate him. Shout out to Tiger Woods. He got that win, baby. He got the win. Well, what a moment. Him and his son there, and his daughter, and his mom, and relatives, his girlfriend there as well. Tiger's down to one woman now. Shout out to that for Tiger. That's growth. That's progress. All right. Anything is possible. Peace.